Welcome back to another episode of the weekly real estate talking points. I am your host, Vicky Bryant, and a local realtor in the South Metro Atlanta area. Today, we'll touch on 3 points nationally, and then we'll quickly take a look at the real estate market in Newnan, Sonoy, Peachtree City, and Fayetteville, right here in Coweta and Fayette County, Georgia. Point number 1, inflation moves lower. So inflation is dropping, which is great news. CPI, or the inflation for consumers, dropped more than expected from 4% in May to 3% in June, and PPI, or the business inflation, fell from 0.9 to 0.1% compared May and June. So it went basically flat, which pretty much means that you want to keep an eye on inflation if you're trying to forecast where the interest rates will go. If inflation goes up, interest rates will probably follow, and vice versa. So the reason why we haven't seen significant drop in interest rates yet is because the Feds are still expected to raise interest rates by another 25 BPS on July 26th. So we're about to see what's going to happen there. So if you're actively shopping for a house right now, what you need to do is pick up the phone and call your mortgage officer and ask them if they can lock you into that lower interest rate. Point number 2, back into the sixes. Speaking of interest rates, bond prices rocketed higher this week in reaction to the lower inflation numbers. This allowed the average 30-year mortgage rates without points being purchased to move below the 7% for the first time since mid-June. Make no mistake though, if you're actively shopping for a house, home buyer demand remains robust. It's just affordability or mortgage rates and availability or very limited supply of homes for sale that have constrained our sales numbers lately. And point number 3, I have been asked this one question a lot for the past several weeks, and that is it still a good time to buy a house now in 2023? And here's what I think about it. If you're ready, willing, and able to purchase a home right now, you probably shouldn't wait. A home is more than just a great investment. Home ownership gives you stability, predictability, and freedom. Stability because you don't have to move if your landlord just decides to sell the house, which I deal with this situation on a daily basis. Predictability because your monthly mortgage payment is locked in and it's never going to change unless you decide to refinance, but you can't say the same for your rent because it's going to continue to go up over the years. And flexibility because it's your home, so you don't have to ask permission to paint the walls red or add an above-ground pool. Moving on to the local market stats for Newnan, Sonoy, Peachtree City, and Fayetteville in the Coweta and Fayette County, Georgia real estate market. This week in Newnan, we still have less than 2 months of inventory, although inventory is still steadily growing, 10.5, over 10.5% month over month. List to sold price ratio sitting at 98.5%, which is down a bit from last month. And that pretty much means buyers do have some room for negotiation and some sellers will accept less than asking price. The median days on the market is sitting at 12, which is still pretty short time. And the median sold price is sitting at $395,000, which is about 5.3% increase month over month. Moving on to Peachtree City. In Peachtree City, we still have severe shortage of homes available for sale, not even a month of inventory, and it's trending down. The availability of homes for sale. Sellers are getting over asking price on the properties that are listed consistently. Median days on the market at 3. It takes 3 days for a home to go off the market. And the median sold price is at $625,140, which is almost 12.5% increase month over month. And if you're interested to find out what you can actually find in Peachtree City under $350,000, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, because I'm going to be showcasing what type of properties you can get for under $350,000 in Peachtree City very soon. Now moving on to Sonoy, Georgia, which is in Coweta County. And for Sonoy this month, we have a little bit less than 3 months of supply, and The inventory is going down in Sonoy, Georgia as well, almost 5.5% down from last month. List to sell price is sitting at 99.4%, which is very typical for a strong seller's market, and it's trending upwards. And the median days on the market are currently at 9 for Sonoy, Georgia, which is still relatively low, and that pretty much means that it's a very competitive market. Median sold price for Sonoy is sitting at $555,000, which is about 3% increase month over month. Next, last but not least, is Fayetteville, Georgia in Fayette County. So Fayetteville has a little bit over 2 months of supply of inventory or available homes for sale, which is actually trending up. This is the only city out of the 4 that inventory is growing at almost 13.5% month over month. The list to sell price ratio, though, is sitting firm at 99.5%, which pretty much means that sellers are almost getting exactly what they're asking for. Days on market is at 10. That's still very fast. And the median sold price is $492,500, which is over 25.5% increase from last month. So overall, very competitive market for anyone who's looking to purchase a home in Coweta or Fayette County, Georgia. And sellers are really blessed to have a very strong seller's market despite of the still high interest rates. That's wrapping it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.